going on, everybody? We're here for another episode of Nickel and Dimes. I'm Caleb McBride here with Harold Hughes. Of course, we got Ryan behind the camera too, holding things down for us. Great week of ball over the past weekend. Wrapped it up on Monday, talking about it. Today we're gonna get into a little NBA talks with a lot of NBA news coming out today, and also we're gonna talk a little bit about ball too. You ready to get into it?
Episode 5, it's Cinco. I'm ready.
Dude, 5 already.
Yeah, we're getting through it.
We're moving. Bro.
Yes.
We're moving.
Great speed.
We're moving. Starting off the show today, we're going to talk about Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, kind of QB controversy in Pittsburgh. Steelers off to a 2-0 start, but an ugly 2-0 start. With Russ being out. Russ was named the starter, but he has been hurt for quite some time now, and now Justin Fields is taking over, and he's looked okay behind the Steelers offense.
Yeah, I don't think the blame – they only have one touchdown, 2 games. I don't think it's at all really Justin Fields' fault. I think he's getting kind of hamstrung by penalties, just dumb holds, stuff like that. Like, there's been a few plays I've saw at least where they got called back. So I think Justin Fields is playing well above what the Bucs score stand.
Yeah, I thought Fields should have been the starter from the jump. I feel like he gives them a better chance to win, especially because just based on how their offense is. Like, if they had weapons and they had a good old line, then I would be okay with Russ starting. But I feel like Fields gives you a better chance to win because he can bail you out with his legs more than Russ can. And Russ is starting to get old too. And just watching that Steelers offense, like, let's not forget, like, the Steelers offense is still pretty bad. Like, they have a mediocre line. Outside of George Pickens, they don't have any receivers. Firemouth is kind of a weapon, but he's not really. I'm kind of starting to fall off the Firemouth bandwagon, I guess.
Yeah, the Muth is not being let loose.
I don't really think he's a lead at all by far. And just watching the game last Sunday and going back and watching it again, it's just like no one's getting open, and then it's either no one's getting open or he's just having guys pressuring his face. And he can't even get through his progressions. And then also play calling too. Like, there's just so many problems outside of just Justin Fields. That's why the offense isn't working.
Yeah, when you got just George Pickens, I think George Pickens could be unbelievable in, like, a good offense. Like, you put him in, like, Kansas City, a team like that, he could flourish, do anything for you, basically. But when he's on a team like this, and he's kind of just the guy, the only guy, really, they have, it's tough because they're going to be game planning for him the whole time. And he can make special plays that not a lot of people, like, on earth can.
No, and he still has, he has elite talent. And I believe he could be a true number one. It's so easy. But because he's still developing, it's so easy to knock him off his game when he's getting double teamed. Like, he'll still make splash plays here and there. But when he's getting double teamed or he's going up against a good corner, he's going to struggle a little bit. Like Pat Surtain. And with the Steelers having basically no other weapons, who do you have to worry about as a defensive coordinator?
Yeah, you just lock on to him. And I kind of understand why people would want to see Russ, because Russ can throw a great deep ball.
Yeah.
It's always been his thing, and I'd love to see what that looks like to George Pickens.
Yeah.
And you haven't really seen it from Russ last 2 years in Denver. Maybe Russ could come in, play a few good games, if he can show you something. But right now, if you're winning games, you can't really bench your quarterback.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. It's hard. Like, Mike Tomlin's in a hard predicament right now.
Yeah.
You can't – why would you bench him when he's not the reason you're losing? Yes, he's not really the reason why you're winning either, but as long as he's not losing you games or putting your team in bad situations, like short fields and things of that nature, then why would you move off of him?
Yeah, I agree. Because this is I don't know what the Steelers were expecting. I don't think they were expecting to win many games being a real pretty, beautiful offense.
Win games pretty.
Yeah, it's the Steelers.
Exactly.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ugly, gritty wins.
Yeah.
Led by a run game.
And a defense.
Yeah.
And the defense doesn't really matter who plays quarterback if you're not turning the ball over. Because right now, Justin Fields, a lot of people thought he'd come in and just be turnover prone, whether that's fumbles or interceptions. And he hasn't been doing that. He hasn't thrown an interception yet this year. So you're getting a lot of good from him. You're just not getting the big.
You're not getting elite.
Yeah.
You're not getting the wow plays.
Yep.
And the just the shot breaking, make you sit back in your chair and go, oh yeah, this guy's elite.
Yeah.
It's just mediocre offense, and it just puts him in a hard predicament. And I don't know. I feel like in that game he had one play that caught my attention, where he's rolling out to his right, and George Pickens is running streak down the field on the same side. Justin Fields throws a rope on the run and hits George Pickens right in his hands. He doesn't have to do anything but put his hands out and Passer's hands blanketed him basically. Like those are the type of players where it's like, oh wow, like I'm not sure if Russ could do that. The
Not
deep
anymore.
ball maybe, but not. I don't know if on the run.
Not anymore.
Like that's prime Russell Wilson, not current day Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Another thing is like Justin Fields, he got kicked out of Chicago, and like we're getting Caleb Williams. This is gonna be great. Justin Fields, like when he was in college at Ohio State, he really wasn't a runner. He was a thrower, and he's an unbelievable one.
Yeah.
There's one throw against Clemson in the college football playoff where it's like 65 yards or something.
I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
think Garrett Wilson, right?
I think it was Chris Olave.
Chris Olave
hit him right in his face mask.
It was a dime.
deep post.
It's my favorite throw of all
right
time.
in the middle of the field, hit him right in his face mask.
Yeah, like he has a cannon. He has all the arm talent in the world.
He's accurate too.
Yeah.
It's just that when he got to the NFL, he had to become a runner because he couldn't drop back and throw. And then again, who was he throwing to too?
Yeah.
Like Chicago did. I was the guy that was screaming, "Keep Justin, just build around him." But Chicago did nothing to help him at all. They didn't give him a good line. They didn't give him good receivers. And like it's almost like these guys expect a young quarterback to overcome and make up for the lack of talent that surrounded them, but they can't because they're just getting into the game. There's a difference between a veteran quarterback elevating his talent than a rookie quarterback. Because the veteran's been around for a long time, knows what he's doing, things of that nature, while a rookie quarterback is still learning how to be in the NFL. And it's like kind of like Bryce Young's situation. Like, if you set people up for failure, they're going to fail. Like,
yeah.
you can't set a young guy up to fail and expect him to overcome everything when the odds are stacked so high against him. Like, I just don't understand why GMs think this way.
Yeah, and you were saying how in Chicago they didn't get him weapons. The only time they got him a weapon is when they brought in DJ Moore, and the second that trade was made, they knew they'd have Carolina's pick. That was kind of it for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
They knew Caleb would be coming eventually.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
yeah, no, like, Justin Fields has basically, I think, all the talent in the world.
I think so, too.
He can do it all. He's just in a tough spot. Like, I don't think Arthur Smith is a great offensive coordinator.
No, I don't know why he has a job. After he couldn't make Bijan Robinson look elite, and that's like I don't understand how you have such a talented. Look what he did with Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson. Nothing.
Yeah. Arthur Smith, he got his job because he's the offensive coordinator of the Titans, and because he's a genius, because he figured out just give Derrick Henry the ball. They did not have a good passing game on those teams. Anytime they did, it was a play action set up off the run.
It was just A.J. Brown.
Yeah, he's like, we're just going to run halfback dive with Derrick Henry.
Two things can be true. You can be a bad coach, but be surrounded by talented people who make you look like a good coach.
Yes.
Talented players elevate bad coaching, make coaches look better than what they are. And I feel like if this thing in Pittsburgh goes south and they're not scoring over, they didn't score a touchdown till week 2.
Yeah.
And they haven't put up more than 20 points. So if that continues, I feel like everybody's going to look at Justin. And then they're going to start screaming for Russ. But really, we should be looking at the coaching and
the GM and who they're drafting.
Let's sit back and observe the whole entire landscape of the fact. Who is he throwing to? His line is mediocre. They're way better at run blocking than pass blocking, but it's Pittsburgh. Of course, they're going to be better at run blocking than pass blocking. And they don't have any elite running backs. Najee Harris he's all right. He's serviceable. But again, there's just nothing around. It's better than Chicago, but he's still not set up for success, in my opinion.
I think Pittsburgh was really, really banking on them getting Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
I think that was their plan. And if you go into a season with Pickens and Ayuk, that's a good receiver.
Well, that's a whole other story.
You get Roman Wilson at the 3. It didn't work out. Roman Wilson's been out. Now you got just George Pickens.
Yeah.
You went from what could have been like a 3-headed monster, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know if Roman Wilson's considered a monster at this point.
To be determined.
Yeah. Ayuk and Pickens, they're such different skill sets. It's like, that would be almost unguardable.
Yeah.
That'd be such a benefit for the quarterback. It fell through. He stayed in San Fran. And I think that they're really paying for it. They didn't have an alternative. They didn't have a backup plan.
Yeah, and they were mad close to getting Ayuk too.
It was there.
Yeah, he was there, but he just decided to stick with the 49ers.
Could have been
Kind of interesting how the 49ers put their foot down. It was like, you just got to decide, us or them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yes, it sucks for Pittsburgh, but if they would have had Ayuk, Pickens, and Wilson, I mean, you basically have the 3 that you need because you have a guy who can run every route in the route tree and Brandon Ayuk. Then you have George Pickens who can stretch the field, just make those splash plays, those um, eye grabbing plays. Then you have Roman Wilson, the gritty slot receiver, who just run over the middle, which is all he did in Michigan.
Just a Michigan man getting it done.
Yeah, just the gritty slot
Knows his
receiver.
role.
Yeah, and then all of that. Now we would be having a different conversation about Justin Fields and why this offense isn't scoring more than 20 points.
Yeah, if they had that team and they had one touchdown through 2 weeks, Russell Wilson, not even a question. But that's not the situation he's in.
Yeah, dude, are you believing this injury? Like, no way, this injury is as bad as it actually is.
It's an old man injury.
He's an emergency, like he's dressing and he's an emergency quarterback too.
I've never seen that. If your starting quarterback is hurt, he should not be in pads.
No,
it's a weird thing. Like say when Tom Brady, he never really got hurt, but say he did.
Yeah.
And they were starting Jimmy Garoppolo when he was there. Tom Brady's not going to be sitting on the sideline in pads. You're either playing or you're not.
I think they're sugarcoating it.
Agreed.
I think they're sugarcoating it, and maybe they're not. Maybe they think Russ isn't what they were getting. Like they got him for cheap. They got him for super cheap. So like this is an inexpensive deal for them, and they could afford to go back and forth about it
because they got them both wicked cheap.
Yeah.
There's no draft capital. There's no real money involved. No. So both these guys, it's almost like a tryout for a year.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's like they're able to mess up.
Yeah. You know a fun thing about Arthur Smith? You know who his dad is?
His dad used to be a coach, right?
His dad is the owner of FedEx.
Yeah. I don't know why I said
his dad's a billionaire.
I knew it was something big.
Isn't that wild? I'm sorry I brought that up, but
that is kind of wild.
Now the viewer knows too. I'm pretty blown away by that. I think that's pretty wild.
Maybe
Arthur Smith grew up like as a child of a billionaire.
Yeah, maybe he should be working for his dad's company because I don't.
He's cooked.
Offensive coordinator is not his job. It's not a good job for him. He doesn't fit that at all. But I don't know. I feel like the Steelers are in a tough situation because they're like one of those teams where you can where they can be in like from spots like draft picks from 15 to 20, and then they can try and trade up to get Ewers or Stir or whoever falls to them. Definitely not a Carson Beck. Definitely not a Carson Beck. But someone who can elite quarterback where they're just a quarterback away and they can be and wait a year or two to kind of find that guy and wait for that guy to come along.
Yeah, I hear you. But the thing is, Pittsburgh. The thing is, they can bring people down to their level. They they out scumbag people. That's the most blunt way to put it. Yeah, no, Pittsburgh. Who they got this week? They are playing the Chargers.
Yeah.
That'll be a good test because the Chargers are another hard-nosed or Harbaugh team.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see what happens throughout the season with the Steelers situation. It'd be interesting to see when Russ is really healthy, what's going to happen over there. Something new this week. We're going to be talking about. So we can get into a little NBA talk. I know the season's around a month away, so NBA talk is definitely.
It's here.
Yeah.
I didn't catch the end last year. Who won? Who was the champs?
Some disgusting franchise
the Green.
That I just have no love for.
18, count them up.
Like just a spoiled fan base, if you will. The originators of the Big Three era, and yet want to complain about the Big Three era. It's just
got no shame in the Big Three. Got no shame.
Disgusting fan base, honestly. They don't win well. They rub it in your face.
Oh, they win so well.
They're not good winners at all, and they're sore losers too. Very sore losers.
You sound like a sore loser right now.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You just called us despicable. All these awful names.
Because you are.
I'm not despicable.
You guys are.
I'm just a proud Celtics fan.
You guys are one of the worst fan bases ever.
Probably the best.
See, it's that thinking right there that's supporting my.
I'm gonna walk around and be like, we're the worst fan base in the league. Look at me. Is that how I should think? Or we're a mediocre fan base? No. Any good fan, we're the best fan base.
My point exactly.
What do you think? What do you think the Knicks fan base is?
Amazing.
Exactly. There we go.
You know how much we had to go through? We haven't seen success before recently. We haven't seen success since, I don't know, Melo.
Yeah.
And that's not even crazy success.
Not at all.
If we're talking about championship, majority of the fan base wasn't even alive.
Willis Reed. Exactly. Yeah, Willis Reed getting it done.
Before that, our hope was Patrick Ewing. He was the dog. But, we were going against, so happened to be that Michael Jordan existed at that time.
Yeah.
So did Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller has it out for you guys.
Yeah, so
Well, Reggie Miller's gone. Now we're on to this year, NBA coming up. Who do you have winning the championship, Caleb? Way too early. We're getting way out ahead of it.
Way too early final predictions.
Calling your shot in September.
Not anybody from the East.
Not even from the East?
I'm going to Minnesota Timberwolves. I think Ant's coming with vengeance. I love the Rob Dillingham pickup.
I love Rob Dillingham. Rob Dillingham's so sick.
Filthy duo. Oh my God, that duo is gonna be insane. He can score. He can score off the bounce. They got Cat. They got Cat coming back. Gobert.
That's where I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Gobert is a liability.
I'm fired up right now.
Oh, but they still got depth. I feel
got Naz Reid. They got Naz Reid. Naz Reid's the man.
Bro, and then they got Jaden Daniels. They got good guys. Pretty sure that's his name. McDaniels, yeah. But they got guys, and I feel like the Timberwolves can make some shake.
I just can't imagine a world that we live in, this earth, where Rudy Gobert is an NBA champion. We as people didn't live, we're not living our lives to see Rudy Gobert hold up the NBA Finals trophy. That's a disgrace to basketball. Just seeing him, going on, a tour after. Imagine, him at the parade holding his stupid trophy up.
Dude, but imagine Ant. Don't think about that. Don't think about that.
It's over.
Don't think about that.
Same thing
think
with
about
Cat.
Ant.
We did it. We did it. We did it. It's Cat. That's literally what would happen.
No.
Yes.
Think about Ant. Think about Anthony Edwards.
I can see Rob Dillingham. That would be sick. Naz Reid. Anthony Edwards. All those guys would be cool. Just the thought of Cat and Rudy Gobert winning the finals makes my spine tingle. No. What's that? I have crawl into my skin. It's so awful. I didn't believe in us. Over and over again. Just stuff like that from Cat. We the best.
I think Ant is now transitioning from just being that young guy to being, a leader now, a true leader now. And I feel like it's either them or OKC. Those are the two teams I feel like are just they just got beat because they're young. I feel like they're just young teams that inexperienced that just got beat by a more experienced team in Dallas. And I feel like that Oklahoma City and Minnesota are coming. And I trust Minnesota more than I trust Oklahoma City because of Anthony Edwards. And I feel like he just got that dog in him, bro. Something about guys who just got that dog in them that I get behind.
No, I respect it. I got two teams in the West that aren't those that I think could win the West. I'm going to go with the Dallas Mavericks. I think they're extremely well-rounded. You got Luka and Kyrie. Those are your scores.
I don't know about Klay, though.
Yeah, Klay does. Klay, if he can play a semblance of defense, just being off-the-ball 3-and-D guy, if he can embrace that role, I think he can really help him. I think Derek Lively's a beast. I think Gafford gets it done.
Dude, him getting hurt definitely, I feel like, may not have made a difference in the Celtics series, but I feel like it definitely.
Who?
Derek Lively.
He played.
Yeah, but he was hurt. Was he hurt towards the end of the? He got hurt during the playoffs.
He played the entire Celtics series.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I guess.
And they got Derek Jones Jr. They got P.J. Washington. I like them. My other team in the West, I'm not counting them out just yet. I'm going with the Lakers.
Dude,
it's been so long.
What?
LeBron, every few years, he comes back.
Bro, you just sound like everybody at ESPN talking about the Lakers.
No, you wouldn't get it.
And the Cowboys.
I won't say a damn good word about the Cowboys for months.
Dude, bro, think about who we just named 3 teams. I named 2 myself.
Yeah.
You just named 1. We didn't even talk about who we named.
Nuggets.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the Nuggets. We named the Wolves, the Thunder, Mavs, Nuggets, Suns. They still got KD and Booker. The Lakers.
So KD and Booker moves mountains, but Davis and LeBron don't. AD and LeBron.
Is Davis gonna be healthy?
He was healthy last year.
Yeah,
great.
Last year. Can you do it again?
I believe in him. It's the bro.
I don't know. Oh, who else do they have? They don't have.
Growing up a Celtics fan, I fear and I respect LeBron James. I know what he's capable of. I don't care how old he is. I don't care how gray his beard is. I don't care if his kids are on the team now. It's LeBron James.
Dude,
witness.
Okay, I do like the Dalton Connect draft pick.
Yeah, Dalton Connect's sweet.
He's a dog. He's definitely a dog. But I don't know, dude. I don't know what.
I'm not saying.
Other than the fact that LeBron is LeBron, I don't know what can make you believe that the Lakers are title contenders.
The NBA will push it and rig it for him.
You just sound like a Celtics fan.
No, I'm just saying. You said you think the team from the West is going to win. I don't think a team from the West wins. So I'm just kind of picking teams I think could. I like the Mavs. If I had to pick a team to win the Western Conference, I'm going with the Mavs. But if I had to pick a team to win the NBA championship.
I already know where you're going.
Well, the Orlando Magic. No, I'm just kidding. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Boston Celtics are going back to back. As long as they don't even have to stay that healthy. If Porzingis goes out again, it's fine. We'll make it work. We usually do.
I don't even have them getting there.
Why?
I don't even have them getting there.
What?
Knicks in 7.
So, Harry's crazy because he's going with his.
How is that crazy?
No.
How is that crazy?
You're calling me crazy. Harry's crazy for going with his hometown team that just won 65 games and won the championship. So I'm gonna pick my favorite team to beat him. That's what you just did. You're like,
no.
You're like shaking your head. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, I didn't say you were crazy for it.
You're like, Harry's picking the team that just won.
I didn't say it was outlandish. I didn't say it was crazy. I was just like, of course. Like,
yeah.
Of course.
They are.
We know how you Boston guys get.
So you're going with the Knicks.
They're Jesus. Like the Celtics.
Yeah, Larry Bird. Bill Russell.
Yeah, I'm going with the Knicks.
You go with the Knicks. Okay, the Knicks that are playing on opening night, they could win a championship. The Knicks that are playing on the playoffs run when Tibbs runs them all into the ground.
Here we go.
Here we go. It happens.
Here we go. I knew that was coming.
Behind you guys can't see it. There's a Derrick Rose jersey on the wall.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, you know who ruined his career? Say it. Who did it? Who kept them in when they're up 20 with 2 minutes left in the playoff game? Tom Thibodeau.
So because he kept them in?
Yes. There's no reason for him to be in that game. Yes, that's true. That's objectively true.
How did Derrick Rose get hurt?
Tore his ACL.
How? Do you know?
He was going for a layup, right?
That could happen.
No, but he didn't have to be in that game.
Oh my God!
He did not.
That could happen in the next game.
But it didn't happen.
Oh my God! That doesn't. That's not really saying that. Like.
So
okay,
do you count injuries against Joel Embiid? Like, do you look out? You can't trust Embiid. He's always hurt.
Yeah.
Same thing. The Knicks are always hurt. Everyone who plays under Tom Thibodeau is always hurt. It's the same thing. Like, you can say that with Porzingis. Yeah, damn right. He's always hurt.
So OG getting hurt is because Porzingis Tibbs ran us into the ground.
I don't recall his exact injury, so I'm not going to say it either way.
He literally pulled his hamstring. Pretty sure he pulled his hamstring. He pulled his hamstring chasing down a block, I think, or running back on defense, actually. Yeah, running back on defense on a fast break. OG wasn't there all year. He got there half. Matter of fact, when he got to us, he was hurt. He didn't start playing.
So you're trading for injured players that got injured later in the year.
No.
Yes, you just said you traded for a guy who got injured, and then he got injured later on. Sounds like he's injury prone.
No, it's 2 different injuries. Pretty sure it didn't have anything to do with his lower body. The first injury when he got to us. Pretty sure it was a shoulder injury, if I'm not mistaken. But when the playoffs injury was just a pulled hamstring. Like that just happens.
That's conditioning.
That just happens. Like that literally just happens. And if he doesn't get hurt, we beat the Pacers in 5, and we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we only got better this offseason, so it's not crazy to say that the Knicks.
You're not worried about losing Hartenstein?
I am worried about that.
Yeah.
That's my only thing, that we lost Hartenstein, because he was better than Mitch Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Mitch Robinson, another guy, not to go after the injury thing again, he gets hurt.
He does get hurt.
He gets hurt a lot.
He does get hurt a lot.
Would you have to go Randall at the 5, or was it Achua still there? Was he even a 5?
No, but he was kind of a liability on the floor. He didn't really do too. He didn't really meet up to the standards of Mr. Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein. And then Randall's gonna have to play the 5 too, because we have Mikal and OG now, and we lost Hartenstein too. So
I think that's a big loss.
He's gonna have to play the 5. But yeah, he actually didn't play. He actually didn't play bad in the playoffs though. He actually didn't play bad in the playoffs. But
that's Jericho Sims you're talking about?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Yeah,
just kidding, because they couldn't hear it on the thing.
Yeah,
they didn't hear the name. That's why.
Jericho Sims. Yes. But yeah, I feel like we could be a finals team, not win the finals. But I feel
why don't you can win the finals?
I just feel like
me on my Boston thing. If you think you can beat the Celtics, you can win the finals.
But like I think the difference between me and you is like I'm more realistic than you. So like I'm not gonna like really shoot for the. I gotta take what I can get, especially as a Knicks fan.
I'm not unrealistic for what I believe in.
Especially as a Knicks fan, I gotta take what I can get. So us just making the finals, okay. But again, and it's all about matchups too. Like depends on who comes out the West.
Matchup against Minnesota to be tough.
Exactly.
Because they have a lot of bigs, and that's the thing you don't have.
Exactly.
Yeah. But honestly, you could run Gobert off the court.
Well, that and we could run multiple guys at Ant.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that they got other. They do still have.
Who would your Knicks closing 5 be?
Closing 5, that's tough. Definitely Jalen, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
OG.
Yep.
Everyone's healthy, right?
Yep.
Okay. Probably Mitch. Mitch at the 5, maybe. I don't know. I probably have to go Julius at the 5. I feel he can defend and give us points too. And dude, I don't know. Closing because like it depends on the situation too. Like if
Who are you playing?
yeah, like
Yeah.
who we're playing and like really what do we need out
And
on the
who's
floor
playing
right
good.
now. Yeah, exactly. So like ideally probably Julius, Jalen, Mikel, OG, and Hart probably maybe. I don't know.
So would
It's
that be
tough.
Bridges and DiVincenzo on the bench?
No, it's not Mikel.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's not Mikel.
Apologies.
But like the starting lineup gets hard too. But then we either have we have an 8-man. I feel like we have a deeper team. So yes, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see whose final predictions actually hits. I have a feeling it's gonna be mine.
I got 100% right in the last year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
100% right.
you picked your favorite team, so.
And I was right too.
Oh. Yeah. Well, sticking to the NBA, news breaking later, early in the day yesterday. Expansion teams coming out for 2027, 2028 season. Seattle, Vegas, two of the teams that are more likely to be a lock.
I think that makes the most sense, definitely.
Definitely makes more sense with Seattle, the Supersonics.
There's the basketball history in Seattle, obviously tied to the Supersonics, but people up in Washington, they love basketball. It'd be so dumb not. If you're bringing teams back, you're bringing back the Supersonics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to. And then Vegas, like everybody's moving to Vegas.
Money's in Vegas.
Money's in Vegas. Then that will be 3 teams in Vegas.
And
I'm pretty sure the A's are gonna be there by then.
Yeah, and they got the Aces too, Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA team. People love them there.
Well, they're good.
They're nasty.
Yeah,
Asia Wilson's
Dude,
gross.
she's filthy. Bro.
Yeah, she's nasty. She's really good.
But yeah, I love this move for the NBA. I love a team returning to Seattle. I like a team going to Vegas too. I feel like just the basketball team in Vegas just fits.
Yeah, just flashy.
Dude, just imagine how that arena is gonna look too. Like it's gonna be a club in there.
Yeah, it's
like,
gonna be fun. Another thing I also thought was funny was it's 30 teams in the NBA right now. I'm just happy to go with 32. If there was already 32 teams, 34 would look awful.
Yeah.
That would look so bad. But 32 teams make 16 in each conference because probably they'll slide some teams over. But yeah, it's Seattle, Vegas. I think those are 2 both slam dunks.
Oh,
You'd be dumb not to do those 2.
For sure. And then it would shake up things. It would make, honestly, the East a little bit more interesting because then you'd have more I feel like what makes the most sense is Minnesota coming over to the East, and then
Memphis too.
And Memphis too. And I feel like that'll definitely make the East a lot deeper conference and maybe stack up better against the West.
Minnesota would be a big one coming over. Memphis too. Memphis is sneaky good always. Great regular season team. Jaws playing, they can beat anyone really.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to see how they do the divisions too.
Yeah.
How they would do it because I mean Minnesota is right with Milwaukee and Chicago and all that area.
Yeah, that whole area.
Northern Central area.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I'm excited for this expansion.
And I wonder how they're going to do protections. So, expansion draft usually you can reserve. I don't know in the NBA how many players you can mark to. 8 players you should be able to keep basically your whole team intact. NBA, like when you're in the playoffs, if you're a good team, you're playing an 8-man rotation usually at the most. So if you're a contending team, it shouldn't really worry you. But if you're like a team like the Thunder, I know they're a contending team too, but they have so many draft picks where they're gonna have their 9th, 10th guys are gonna be valuable. A lot of them probably lottery picks. So you could be kind of worried that you're gonna have players just being stolen from you that you didn't really get a chance to develop because you already have talent ahead of them.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's a good point about the expansion draft because when there is an expansion team, this teams do get a draft from current players, and then they also get a pick in the upcoming draft too.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see who gets moved, but that's not until 2027. That's 4 years away. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it would be a good shaker for the NBA.
The Thunder said though that they'd give the Supersonics all their history back.
Really?
Which is pretty dope. You gotta respect that because
nice.
I know there's all that confusion with when the Ravens, because the Baltimore Ravens, if you don't know, originally were the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
And then they moved to Baltimore. So the new Cleveland Browns, I think eventually they got to retain their history.
I think so, yeah.
But it took a little bit. It was weird. That was a whole weird thing they did. But that's pretty cool by Oklahoma City. Let Seattle regain what's rightfully theirs. Which is funny because right now technically Oklahoma City is an NBA champion. Right. The Supersonics won. They could be a champion in 2024, but in 2027 they won't have it again if Seattle were to come back.
or if they win anything.
They could too.
Yeah,
That's their window.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see. Where if you could pick,
Yeah.
outside of Seattle and Vegas, where would you put an expansion team at?
If I could put another city. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Do you have anyone off the top of your head?
Oh, I got one.
All right, you take yours. I'm not thinking.
I'll put another team in Canada. I'll probably go back to Vancouver.
I like that.
Either Vancouver, I don't know, maybe another team maybe a team in like San Francisco, maybe, or San Diego. But San Francisco, no, not San Francisco. The Warriors are
Warriors are right there.
Oh, yeah.
I think infiltrating Southern California is really tough.
Yeah.
Because they love the Lakers.
Yeah, that is true.
And once you get past the Lakers, they love the Warriors.
Yeah,
It's tough.
I feel like there's a lot of cities that are already taken.
Any city but St. Louis.
Why is that, Harry?
Well, Jason Tatum is a proud St. Louis man. That guy reps the Lou anytime he can. And it's been stated before that if they put an expansion team in St. Louis, he'll do everything he can to get there. That can't happen. I'd be devastated. So whatever they do, just not a team in St. Louis. I don't want to lose Jason Tatum. That would be awful. So it's not about what cities I do want, it's what cities I don't want, and I do not want in St. Louis. That'd be the end of days. That'd be
the sad day in Boston.
Yeah, I got a city I'd put one in actually.
What?
Nashville.
I
think like you don't really think of basketball there.
Yeah.
It's like all like honky tonk, like all their country music and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it's a really like up and coming city and stuff in terms of like the nightlife and stuff. Like people love. I know people go to Nashville, they love it there. So I'd put a team there if you need to. I obviously like Seattle and Las Vegas more, but that's another like popular city I could see making sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like states where like basketball like really fits at, and like you don't really want to go like the deep south because like that's not really basketball.
It's just all SEC football.
Yeah, and like you also want to move somewhere where like a fan base can be like you can build a fan base, and maybe Kentucky, but Kentucky basketball is
That's already too big.
Yeah,
It's kind of like in Georgia, the Bulldogs are bigger than the Falcons.
Yeah, no, literally.
They wouldn't dare put a team in Alabama.
No, why?
Exactly.
This is football.
Yeah.
This is football. There's no hoopers that come from Bama. But yeah, I think really the NBA is kind of restricted on where they could go, because there's like the whole eastern side of the U.S. is already taken.
All taken, every single city.
So you just got to go west, and then once you go Vegas and Seattle, Seattle just makes the most sense.
Yeah, you're not gonna put one in Boise.
Yeah, no.
Imagine that. Ugh. Terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're definitely making the right decisions about where they're putting the team at, because they're like literally looking at the map right now. Like there's nowhere where I would put an NBA team at all that doesn't already have one, because I'm not going to the Midwest at all, because there's not.
That's
really,
the thing. It's like the East Coast and the West Coast. They're already all locked up.
Yeah.
So once you take care of the Seattle and the Vegas,
like where are you going? And then you already mentioned St. Louis. Like there's still literally nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Maybe Cincinnati. Maybe, but then you're competing with the Cavs.
Yeah. People love Cavs.
Yeah.
People love the Cavs.
Unfortunately, but
Yeah. Gonna go back to the NFL here. Got two teams playing here in the NFL, both undefeated. Chargers, Steelers. Talked about the Steelers already a little bit. More focused on the Chargers right now. And that's been like Joe Alt, their rookie left tackle.
dog.
Phenomenal. Dog. Not a doubt in my mind. He's a dog. And on the other side, they got Rashawn Slater. What's he?
Another dog.
Dog. So they've been coming out and they've been running the ball. And you know who's been running like a beast behind them?
Who's that?
J.K. Dobbins. What's he? Dog. Yeah. So, yeah, when you got Slater,
Yeah.
Alt, two guys, they got a big test this week.
Cause who's on the other side here?
Got T.J. Watt.
I don't.
Alex Highsmith, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say not only T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith. He's an up and coming dog.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Pup right now.
Yeah.
He's a pup right now.
Both those guys can get after your quarterback.
For sure.
Yeah, they love hitting the quarterback.
They
And
do.
they're also both really good in their run game.
These are two. This is gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
This is two physical teams, two coaches that love to play physical, old school coaches too. You know Harbaugh.
The Michigan man.
Harbaugh's gonna run the ball.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna run the ball.
That's his thing.
He loves gritty linemen too. He's gonna run the ball. He's gonna control the clock. What is Mike Tomlin gonna do?
Gonna run the ball.
Come on
He's
now.
gonna control the clock.
And then on defense,
Yep.
he loves a hard-nosed defense. We're gonna smack you. We're gonna punch you in the face. We're gonna keep punching and punching till you're done.
If you want to know something about grit, is there anything grittier than Jim Harbaugh, the Michigan man, taking a D tackle and just moving him to fullback? The fullbacks there, he's a defensive tackle. He plays both ways.
Yeah.
He's like the lineman Travis Hunter. Remember, I think he wears 44 now, just a big old man, just coming down the middle. That's hard-nosed. That's Harbaugh football.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great matchup, particularly on the edges. I'm excited to watch the edges.
Yeah.
With the tackles that we just mentioned, Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater going against T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith. They're gonna be battling all day long. And Watt's off to a great start to the season. He's been just a game record. All game for the first 2 weeks of the season.
He's been a beast.
And Joe Alt is already kind of like passed the test.
Yeah,
He went
he
against
shut.
Max Crosby,
yeah.
who had 2 sacks this past week against Baltimore, had 0.
Yeah.
0. Didn't record one. Didn't even have a pressure against
He
Joe Alt.
shut down Max Crosby. So a little bit of a test. I think T.J. Watt's a little bit better than Max Crosby. I hold Max Crosby in very high regard. I love that guy.
Yeah.
This is a huge test for Joe Alt. If Joe Alt can just get out there, he's going to give up a pressure. I think that's a pretty fair thing to assume.
Yeah.
If he goes without giving up a sack,
That's still a win.
that's unbelievable.
That's a win.
If he can shut down, because Joe Alt, fundamentally, he's a Notre Dame left tackle. They produce great linemen every
Great
year,
linemen.
it feels like. It's a huge test. And for Slater, too, because Slater, third year, he was out a lot last year.
Yeah.
So if he can come back, they can just kind of like give Herbert the time he needs and control the run game. As long as they're not getting killed, that'd be a huge win for the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I like this Chargers team a lot. I feel like they're definitely up and coming. And they're just, I feel like as the season goes on, they're going to get more fluid and more comfortable in Harbaugh's offense. And also those receivers, those young receivers are going to come along too. A lot of people were kind of knocking them because they didn't take Neighbors with the 5th pick. And they took Alt instead, but it's paying off a lot. And I was one of those people, I don't know about you, Harry, but I thought that it was a good pick with Joe Alt. I feel like they could afford to, when the draft comes, I always look at the upside. Like, if I do take this guy, well, what kind of like the domino effect?
Yep.
Like, if you skipped out on Alt, you weren't gonna hit a bona fide, like another tackle in the second round. Like, you weren't gonna get a for sure starter, a dog like that in the second round. Maybe you might find a diamond in the rough, but like Joe Alt was a for sure thing. With taking and then passing up on Neighbors, like it definitely worked out because there's so to be determined, but the receivers class are so deep, and even if you miss on this one, receivers are just they come out there's good
They get
receivers
produced.
every year.
They get produced.
So I feel like I like the pick. I like the pick.
My thing is, if I was the Chargers, I'm Harry Hughes coaching, I'm picking Malik Neighbors. But I really like the pick for them because Jim Harbaugh's the coach.
It's
And
fair.
what you want to do if you're Jim Harbaugh, what he wants to do, he needs a Joe Alt.
Yeah.
For him to run his brand of football, his style, Joe Alt's the pick. It had to be the pick. It was a home run for what he's trying to do. It's a home run in general. You get a great left tackle,
Yeah.
no one will ever complain about that.
Yeah. That,
Never.
You hit it right on the head. Like it all depends on who you are as a coach and what your offense is. And for Harbaugh, like we said, to be a gritty coach, wants to run the football, heavy play action. Joe Alt was definitely the right pick, and he fit in the offense perfectly too.
Yeah, with Harbaugh starts at the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball.
Dude, just imagine like if I don't know, maybe Quentin Johnson could be a number 1
2 touchdowns last week.
against the Panthers, but maybe he can be.
I think they had me in the secondary.
maybe he can be a true number 1, and you have Lad McConkey over the middle of the field. But even if he's not, like just imagine they get that true outside, that Z receiver, and then that play action because Herbert can throw it.
Herbert can.
Dude, their play action game is gonna be insane. And with J.K. Dobbins doing what he's doing already, pretty sure he leads all running back in fantasy points. Maybe not anymore because of Alvin Kamara's.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore because of Alvin Kamara's insane game this past Sunday. But he's still up there. Like he's averaging like 20 points a game. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just really happy for him. You know, he went through those 2 devastating injuries back to back. That's basically a death sentence for almost any running back.
Yeah, and he was a starter in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Like he was pretty good in the Baltimore.
He's great in Baltimore.
They let him go because
They didn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the history of running backs,
And he proved everyone wrong. He's looked great so far. He's running better than he ever has.
which is insane.
That's
Like,
awesome.
It's good.
You love to see that.
Good for the soul.
It is. It's good for football, too.
For sure.
Because you have all these running backs. Like you grow up, you're watching Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
Like Todd Gurley's the man. Like this guy's so fun to watch. He's the best player in fantasy for 2-3 years, whatever it was. Todd Gurley hasn't played in years now.
Yeah.
He retired at 28. It sucks for running backs because you see these quarterbacks get these giant deals. The receivers get huge. Everyone gets huge deals. Guards getting paid $20 million a year. Except running back. Your shelf life is so short unless you're a special receiver or just a generational talent.
Yeah.
And it sucks because Todd Gurley was pretty damn close to a generational talent.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable, man.
Had immediate impact.
Yeah, he came in rookie of the year instantly. Once Jared Goff got there, once McVay got there, not Jared Goff, sorry, Jared. Once McVay got there, he became a completely different. He became the best player, best weapon in football for a year or two. And so J.K. Dobbins to beat the injuries for now, knock on wood, to keep him healthy. He's running better than he ever has because you saw it in Todd Gurley in Atlanta. He wasn't the same.
Yeah, I mean Chargers look good, and I feel like Jim Harbaugh is building a team that could beat Kansas City because they're gonna be able to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field.
I got another comparison for you. Might take a few years to beat Kansas City.
Right.
But they're gonna beat Kansas City using ball control, playing good defense, like you're kind of saying.
Yeah.
Has Jim Harbaugh ever stood up to a team that's really good in his division by doing that before?
Oh, it's on like the tip of my tongue.
Yep.
Dude. And like that, I think the team that I'm thinking about and that you may be thinking about too was elite. Like,
yep.
Like they got like that receiving core is just super elite,
super talented.
And is it when he was at Michigan?
It was when he was wearing yellow.
Yeah.
Which he is now still, and the other team was wearing red. Which it's a weird parallel, I think. And fools in Columbus.
I mean,
the Ohio State.
I mean, 3 years in a row. I mean, once he got a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah.
Quarterback that actually played quarterback. Already had a great defense and a good run game. That was there at Michigan for a while. All we was waiting on was a quarterback. We didn't really have receivers either, and we still beat them.
It's a weird parallel.
Weird. I think it could happen.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how you beat elite offenses.
Yeah.
Just keep them off the field.
Keep them off the field. You just gotta keep your game going the only way. Like when the Patriots were in the middle of their dynasty, they played the Baltimore Ravens, who offensively were not nearly as talented as those Patriots teams.
Yeah.
They'd beat them just Ray Rice running the ball, and Ray Lewis and Ed Reed doing their thing on defense. Flacco could make the throw when he needed to.
Yeah.
Definitely. He's a clutch player.
He's a game manager.
But he was clutch. He had a little thing in him.
Of it,
yeah, he could come through when you needed him to. Make that one big throw on the third down. And that's how the Ravens would beat the Patriots. Like Tom Brady levels above Joe Flacco. But Harbaugh knew what he was doing, so that's how they beat him. And I think the Chargers, different Harbaugh, can do the same thing to the Chiefs. Just slow them down, play your style of football, play the game on your terms.
Wear them down too. I think I could definitely see that happening. Who do you got winning this game though, Harry?
Winning this game, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go by 7 points. I got the Chargers winning by 7.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think the Chargers will be pretty good.
I think the Chargers are going to be pretty good this year. I also have them winning too. I think they're going to be able to control the game.
Yep.
And I feel like they're going to kind of expose because the Chargers defense also been playing really well too.
Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack turned back the clock.
Yeah.
They both look awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the Chargers to win this game. I'm gonna say by 7 too. I'm gonna take the Chargers to win by 7. I definitely see it being close, but not as close as a 3-point game or a 1-point game.
It's funny. A 7-point game is like blowing out the Steelers because they can't score 7. Like they can't score that many points. That's like an insurmountable lead for them to come back from.
No, honestly.
I want to preview another game.
Of course.
Thursday night.
Who plays?
The New England Patriots
playing
against New York Jets. Last time we played the Jets, well, uncomfortable. We lost. Last time the Pats lost the Jets before last year, I was in 6th grade, 5th grade. Beat them 18 times in a row. That doesn't happen anymore.
You lost with Zach Wilson-led Jet team?
He beat Bailey Zappi. Oh, no, not Bailey Zappi.
Hey, win is a win.
This is the new Pats. By new Pats, it's the old Pats with new coach. But Gerard Mayo, the Pats get a new coach. Gerard Mayo's much more of a player coach, I think.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, he's been so groomed by Belichick to take over this team. This has always been the plan. When he re-signed as D coordinator, he was going to be the coach. He played under Belichick his whole career, been coached under him ever since.
Knows the Patriot way.
Yep. So the defense looks basically the exact same. Which credit to Mayo, Belichick's probably the best defensive mind ever.
For sure.
Definitely. And then the offense, The offense is still the offense. It's a work in progress. We got Drake May coming up the pipeline. Maybe a few more weeks from him. It's going to be Brissett on Thursday. But I think Brissett, he's showing me a lot more mobile than I was expecting from him. Just wiggling around the pocket. I'm not saying he's running the read option or anything like that or a QB draw, but when the pocket breaks down, he's able to get out and just pick up positive yards, which Mac Jones
able to make the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah, and maintaining the bad. The bad doesn't get off.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, if there's a little bit of bad, it will become the worst thing you've ever seen on a football field. It's like, how does he do it? How is he so bad at football?
Dude, he was stationary as a 22, 23-year-old. Like
Tom Brady moved better than him at 45. Tom Brady's notably can't move. I don't get it. Mac Jones, every time he throws the ball, he's off his back foot. Mac Jones is gone. I'm sick of talking to Mac Jones. Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
All he needs to do is just get the ball to Baker. Not Baker. Well, I guess you can get the Javon Baker too. But Pop Douglas, Jalen Polk. Get those guys involved. Keep feeding Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry had damn near 100 yards last week.
Really?
Yeah, right?
Oh, wow. Hunter Henry.
Yeah, he was beasting.
Wow.
Big. Yeah, no, you keep running with Ramondre. He's a tank. He doesn't even need that hole. He'll make a hole or run right through you.
He'll put his head down and get you 5.
Yeah.
He'll get you 5. What's your outlook for this game? Like, you guys see yourself walking out with a win?
Yeah, I do.
Is it in Jersey?
I have no idea. I should know that. I don't, though. I can tell you very quickly. Game is in East Rutherford.
Okay.
The New Jersey Jets. Playing them. And I'm most excited for Christian Gonzalez, our second-year corner, going against Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, great receiver.
Slow start to the year.
I think Christian Gonzalez is a great corner. Last year, it was only his third game, locked him down. What do you see happening this time?
I see more of the same. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. Oh, it took Will Levis being horrible for the Jets to win against the Titans last week by a touchdown.
Yeah.
Rodgers looks old. He looks old. I jumped threw myself off the Jets bandwagon. Rodgers looks old. Jets don't really look that great. Their defense doesn't look great either.
No.
All this hype. We kind of talked about it our first show, actually.
Yeah.
This defense didn't look better against a bad offense. Who the Titans have outside of Calvin Ridley? Like
the corpse of DeAndre Hopkins running around there. I think he had 3 yards.
Tajay Spears is not living up to what we thought he was going to be.
He'll get there. Give him his time.
He'll
get there.
Will Levis is looking horrible.
Will Levis is just confusing.
He's just in for a ride.
Every week there's a new meme of just him doing something horrendous.
Bro, even the pass that he threw, the little shovel pass
where he's full extension in the air.
Why?
Looked like Pop Warner.
It's just so confusing. And Callahan, I think that's
Brian Callahan.
Yeah, Brian Callahan,
the OC from the Bengals.
That's what I was gonna get at.
Sorry.
No, you're good. He's so frustrated with Will Levis, and it's like he has every right to be like, why are you it's watching Will Levis play football is just so you're just in for a ride.
I would not bank on him being the long-term quarterback.
I would be so frustrated being a Titans fan. As a Giants fan, I know what it's like to go through bad quarterback play. That's just god awful.
Brian Callahan can't stand him.
He cannot.
After the game, he said he's a grown-up. I said what I had to say to him.
Yeah.
I had to remind him he's a grown-up. That's such a bad quote. That can't be happening. Yeah, the Jets barely won that game, and the Patriots. We're not world beaters, but we play really sound football.
I think the way that you guys play, exactly. I think the way that you guys play, you can win games like that.
Yeah.
That's the old way. That's an old-fashioned way of winning, but it still works to this day. And I just think that your defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think that Christian Gonzalez is gonna lock up Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson's having a slow start to the year. I think him and Rodgers' connection isn't as good as we thought it was gonna be. It definitely looked a lot better in training camp. It hasn't really lived up to the hype so far. But just watching the way they played last week, I'm not high on the Jets at all. I think the Patriots can come in on a short week against an older team a little bit.
Yeah.
Run the ball, control the game, control the clock, come out with a win.
Another big thing is if Garrett Wilson does get going early against Gonzo, Gerard Mayo knows Belichick's tricks. All he's going to do is he's going to take your second corner. He's going to put Jonathan Jones. He's going to bracket him with the safety.
Yeah.
And you put Gonzalez on the wide receiver too.
Yeah.
That's the Belichick classic.
Well, that's another thing too.
I
like,
love doing that.
Mayo can make adjustments. Like he's
Yeah.
a good defensive coach. He knows what he's doing, so they're gonna be able to adjust. The Jets don't really have a run game either.
Yeah, they need more from Brees.
Brees and Brady. I mean, they got two good backs.
Much more on the line than
I think
those
it's
guys.
definitely when you have two good backs and the run game isn't really producing, probably most likely the line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like they're also going to be able to get after Rodgers too, because he can't really move anymore, and he's turning into a statue too. And I think teams are going to start to notice that and just start bringing pressure. Because when you have a statue back there, just bring the blitz.
Keon White's coming.
Bring the blitz.
Keon White, second-year guy out of Georgia Tech. That man's a beast. He's coming for Rodgers.
And they're old up front too. Like
they got Tyron Smith out there. They're real old. They drafted Olashu Fashanu. I don't think he starts.
No, they did.
Yeah.
They did. They tagged from Penn State.
And he was a 4-year because he could have came out after his junior year. He was mocked to go in the first round. Said, "I'll come one more year at Penn
Some people were
State."
taking him over Joe Alt too.
Yeah, he was a really big name.
Yeah, and he has yet to see the field. And
that's surprising.
Old quarterback, old left tackle too.
Yeah. We got some juice for him.
Yeah, it's not really a great mix. So I'm gonna take the Pats and walk away with this one. I do think it will be a close game.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Patriots aren't blowing anyway.
No, it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah.
Like thinking like 16-13 type of ball game.
I was thinking 17-13.
I was thinking 16-13 type of ball game.
I think I'm gonna go something a little different though. I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking like that.
Come on now.
I might get real muddy with it. I'm gonna go 18. I'm gonna go 18-12.
Yeah, I feel like you can't pick like a.
I'm not going base numbers.
You can't go basic score because this is not gonna be. It's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 18-12. I don't know how we're gonna get there.
I just have a feeling that this is gonna be like not an ugly football game, just a gritty game.
Yeah.
Just a gritty game tomorrow night.
I think that I can see the Jets getting there. They get 2 field goals to start, then they get a touchdown, and they go for 2, and they don't get it.
Yeah, I definitely feel.
I'm gonna go 17-12.
Like I see them struggling early.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. This Jets team is just so confusing.
The Jets.
Like my godbrother is a big Jets fan, and I just feel so bad for him.
Oh, because you haven't made real well over there with the Giants.
Well, I'm not saying like.
I'm just busted.
Well, yeah, but like just think about like Rodgers coming over. You know,
Yeah.
like,
The hype.
Yeah, all the hype.
This is our time.
Didn't even get to see him like now. Like
Oh,
that
I couldn't.
The
imagine
previous
that.
year might have been his last good year, like of not looking old, looking like he's still elite. And now he's like, this year he's looking old. He looks like immobile. Looks like a statue back there.
I couldn't fathom that.
And their defense is booty cheeks now. Like
Getting excited for Aaron Rodgers and that happening.
Yeah.
I could. Oh, I'd be done for a while. I'd be checked out.
I so wish he never left Green Bay. I so wish he never
It's
left.
Jordan
Green Bay.
Love's time.
I
Jordan Love's a
know.
hell of a player.
No. Hopefully he comes back soon from injury too.
Yeah. Because Malik Willis isn't looking great.
Nah,
You got it done.
he did. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Patriots to win this game tomorrow night in New Jersey. I don't think it's gonna be a good season for the Jets. I think they're gonna miss the playoffs. I'm behind you now, Harry. I'm a believer of that. I think they're gonna miss the playoffs. I think Salah's gonna be in the hot seat going into next season, and I think Rodgers is gonna retire.
Love it. I'm on that same page. All right. We got a new segment for you guys. Get a little technical here. Who's
Should be back to normal now on the mic. Hope so. Press this one more time to make sure.
Yeah, we're good. So our new segment, me and Caleb are going to be talking about who's been beasting in the NFL. We think's going to be, it's more of like a remembrance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like who's been beast?
Yeah, who's been beat? We just want to get a little shout out to the guys who we think been cooking on the field or beasting.
Showing some love.
Showing some love to the guys.
We're happy guys. We got to show love.
You know we love showing love.
Yeah.
You want to go first? Or I go first?
I'm going to go first.
All right, go ahead, Harry.
I mean, it's kind of an easy one. I'm going with Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, he's been beast. Had a great week 1. Had an okay week 2. Had an amazing week 2. 4 touchdowns, 44 fantasy points. And he's another guy, older running back, been around the league for a little bit. He's not old in terms of anything, but in running back life, he's old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
he's
I mean, people are starting to write him off too.
Yeah, definitely.
That whole team.
Yeah, and now he comes back and he looks rejuvenated. The Clint Kubiak offense has him running around, running by people, through people, whatever. His contact balance, never seen anything
Insane.
like that.
Always been like that.
Always.
Always.
Hasn't faded a one bit. Yeah, so that's my first guy. I'm going Alvin Kamara. He has been beast.
my guy, my beast of the week, my boy Ryan behind the camera is going to love this. I'm going to go Sam Darnold. I'm going to give love to Sam Darnold today. Sam Darnold's been cooking through the first 2 weeks, went 12 for 12 against my New York Giants, start out the game. Then he also threw a bomb to Justin Jefferson this past week against San Francisco. I mean, he's been cooking lately. I think, getting out from the Jets and getting away from that shithole in Carolina, that just darkness and just horrible organization in Carolina, I feel like it's really helped him. And also people just don't know how much having a good offensive coordinator, a good coach, helps you out so much because they put you in positions to be successful and they build your confidence up too. Especially Kevin O'Connell being a former quarterback, definitely building his confidence up in his ear saying, hey, Sam, that's a great read, bro. Practice, just those little things like that.
Little things.
Little things that matter. That's my beast of the week so far.
I'm just laughing because when you started that, I thought you were going to say Ryan was your beast of the week. And I was like, that's awesome. I love
what? Ryan's been the beast of the past 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, no, but I was like, I don't think that's exactly what we're going for with Ryan being the beast of the week. But shout out Ryan and shout out Sam Darnold. And shout out Patriot great Kevin O'Connell, by the way. Great quarterback backup for Tom Brady back in the day.
100%. They know we were shouting out backups, but.
You said Kevin O'Connell. I'm the Pats guy. I'm going to give love where I can. Next guy I'm going to go with is Jameson Williams of the Lions. Jameson Williams, first few years in the league, didn't go exactly how we thought it was. When he was in college, his last game, he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
And he's a speedster. That's tough already going in. I don't know if it was last year, 2 years ago, he gets caught with gambling. Out, suspended a bunch of weeks. Comes back, first 2 weeks, and he's finally living up to what he's supposed to be. Because he was my favorite receiver coming out of that draft. I liked him more than Garrett Wilson a lot. I did. I've just always been a Jameson Williams guy. And, yeah, week 1, huge game against the Rams. And he looked great last week, too, against Tampa. I think he had over 70 yards again.
Despite his horrible quarterback play.
Yeah, exactly. He still gets it done. Jameson Williams, he's been beasting.
All right. My second beast of the week. This guy was written off, sent down to New Orleans to finish his career, sent away from Las Vegas.
Down on the bayou.
Down in the bayou, had a horrible coach. This guy was an MVP type of player at one point in time, tore his ACL, I believe. Then hasn't really been the same since. Derek Carr is my second beast of the week, sticking with another quarterback. Absolutely cooked the Cowboys. Anytime someone cooks the Cowboys, I gotta love it. Also had a great week 1 against the Panthers. We thought it was a fluke because it was against the Panthers. What did he do? Turn around, drop another 40 against the Cowboys. Cowboys have a good defense, and he's just been balling. Got in the end zone with his little dance. This is a new Derek Carr.
Derek Carr's deep ball.
Beautiful.
Rashid Shaheed, get it once a week. When you see it, you watch it, you enjoy it, because it's a thing of beauty. Gotta love Derek Carr.
Thing of beauty.
He's not wearing the Raiders jersey. He's still wearing the black jersey. He still looks kind of emo. He looks like he's so much happier now.
So much happier.
I mean, how can you not be scoring 40 points a week? I think I'd smile, too.
For sure.
Most definitely.
You want to wrap it up with 2?
Yeah. I'm good with 2.
Good with 2? We'll stick with 2. Well, yeah, we'll stick with 2. Save more for next week.
Yeah. I always got more in the tank for you next week.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys, or thank you guys for listening and tuning in again. We appreciate all the love and support. Again, big shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Harry too. Yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week, and have a great night.
Yeah, thank you for listening, everyone.